Out there. This is DayTraderRockStar for watch list for Wednesday, January 23rd. As you know, if anybody's been watching the markets, and if you've living in a cave, maybe you don't know this, but we've been in a hell of a stock market this last few weeks. Market been in a big sell-off. This morning we gapped down 500 points, rallied right up, closed down about 152 points. We closed down right under 12,000. Volatility is maxed out. Everything is going through the roof. It's really actually a great day trading market out there. The problem is the volatility is so bad that it's hard to actually get in there and pick a stock that's going to go up without selling off at the end of the day. So you got to concentrate on some other things. And I'm going to do a little bit different today. I want to show you exactly what I'm looking for when I do approach a market like that, and especially what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. A day like today, you just pretty much got to just hope for the best. You got to maybe buy some cheap stocks, not get caught up in this market. Let the market flush itself out and see exactly where it is. The name of this game is preservation of capital, because the market's always going to be here. Traders might not always be here. That has to deal with how much capital they have to trade. So if you're sidelined with lack of capital or lack of trades, that's a big issue. And a lot of people are going to be hating that if you're on the sideline because you don't have enough capital, or you've used up your day trades, or whatever your situation is, and the market gets a big sell-off, you're going to be kicking yourself not to be able to in it. So the most important thing here in a market like this is discipline, and I have to stress that so much: discipline in a market like this. First thing I want to do is just go over, what I'm looking at. If we just take a look at the daily chart, of course we had a big reversal. We have a beautiful candlestick here, a big long tail. This is very similar to what we had back in August, a long tail, and then of course we had that big rally afterwards. So we're going to see how this reacts tomorrow. Again, we have the same situation. We have oversold statistics right down at this level here. You could actually could see right down where this line is. Each time we get down to that line, that is extremely oversold, and there's a good chance of a bounce. So we bounced up there. Once we get down here, we bounced up, and now we're again down at this level. We bounced a little, but now we're back down here, starting to turn up. Maybe we get a bounce tomorrow, maybe not. It's just there's so much cross currents in this market that we have to watch. But this is on our side, so we have a good thing here. What we want to do is just watch this market. You want to watch the open. You want to see what the news is. You want to start to take a step back and say, all right, what stocks am I looking to get into here? What's my goal here? Do I want to get into for a long-term swing play? Do I want to scalp the market here? Do I want to trade the futures? These are all different ways you can profit in this market. Right now, I'd say probably the best way to profit in this market is trading the futures. All right, because we're so oversold. You get a nice rally in the futures, you're going to get some nice bounces. Unless you definitely have some good news coming on a stock and there's just a bullish wave of buying coming in, then you can just ride the wave. And this is another thing you need to look at. But again, what you need to do is you got to stay on the sidelines until this happens. Unless you get oversold, very sharp oversold areas, and you want to start picking up. But I would definitely advise just stepping in light shares, do a quarter, even less than a quarter of the amount that you normally get into, because this market might not be done selling. It might have to come back, retest the lows, even go a little bit lower. And who's to know what's right and wrong until a month down the road to see where this all plays out. But right now, each day is going to set up. It's going to give us some levels, and that's what we have to work off of. So right now, what I want to always do is concentrate on the 2-day chart or the 15-minute chart and look at a 2-day high. So I see the 2-day high is 1352 on the S&P. I see today's high. We came up and tested it a couple times. There's 1321. So first thing we need to get is above today's high. Now with Apple's bad news coming out today, and Apple trading down 20-something points as I speak now, we might probably gap down on the NASDAQ. We might have a little pressure, but again, I think one of my plays tomorrow is I'm going to be up early in this market. I'm going to be up at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to be trading Apple. I think I want to try to get in on an Apple trade as it drifts up here. I don't think we're going to see too much selling in Apple. I think we're going to see a slow drift up in Apple. So I want to be prepared for that. I want to get up around 7. I want to get in front of the market here, and I want to watch for pre-market activity in Apple and try to catch a nice trade in Apple. And then we're going to worry about watching the market open up. The market's going to establish a range, and I see on the 15-minute chart, the first thing I'm going to be looking for is a break of this 50-day moving average. If you zoom out, you can see that the 50-day moving average, each time we hit against it, we pulled back. And the market has been so weak, it's actually been bouncing off the 20-day moving average. But you can see we're actually under it. So we actually probably going to start a little bit under it tomorrow. We need to get above the 20-day moving average, probably come down and test it. But once we get above this 50-day moving average, it's not that we're out of the woods yet. We need to move up away from that. Then we need to come back and retest that. And on that retest, that retest, we could start, figuring this market out. So we could see some action tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. You need to set yourself up. You need to know. You need to plan your game, and go by your plan and play your game, play your plan, whatever that quote is. Either way. That's what we want to do. So we're going to watch the market tomorrow. The first thing I want to also concentrate on is the pivot points. The pivot points worked really good, and if you haven't learned your pivot points yet, definitely check out some of my videos based on pivot points. Just do a search on pivot points. Learn as much as you can on pivot points. Get a good charting program based on pivot points. And if you need any suggestions, definitely text me or IM me or email me, and I'll lead you in the right direction. And so we're gonna be using a combination of pivot points. We're going to use a combination of stochastics on the 5-minute chart, and we're also going to use a combination of patterns and trend lines. So all these we're gonna set ourselves up, and we're also going to use tomorrow is going to be the biggest thing we're going to use is relative strength stocks that are going opposite the market. That's where the money's going to go. And again, you got to be smart in this market. You can't be just a gunfighter out there trying to pick up some MasterCard or Google just because you think it's cheap. You want to pick it up because something looks different about it. You want to see because money's going into it and the market might be selling. You want something to be giving you that tell. It's like a poker player. You want to have that tell in the market, something that's a little different. Maybe there's buying pressure in a stock, and then you want to just time your buy. You want to see the market pull back. You want to see the stochastics pull back. And the S&P get into an oversold area. You want to see that one stock that you're watching continue to consolidate near the highs of the day, and then you know that the market's is gonna turn around or bounce, and that's when you want to get in. You want to get that move up to the new highs of the day and a run, and maybe the market's going to rally. So you're going to be in a good position. These are how you're going to find these stocks, and this is one of your best ways to trade in a market like this. It's just finding relative strength stocks, comparing the overall market averages, and especially the Nasdaq or the S&P, and comparing with individual stocks and whatever it is. It could be MasterCard, it could be Baidu, it could be Google, it could be RIM, Garmin, it could be anything out there. Home Depot, financials, and you're going to know what's running. You're going to hear about it on the news. You're going to hear about it through me on the radio. And we're going to be talking about something's showing good relative strength. Financials are in play, airlines are in play, housing. And you're going to know if this market's going to be going up and which stocks are going to be. It's not going to be hard to trade this market. You just need to be able to have the patience to wait for that trade to set up. So that's what we're going to concentrate on tomorrow. Screw going into a real good watch list tonight, because again, we're still it's like the Wild West out there right now, and anything can happen. Like I said, my first trade tomorrow is going to be getting up early in the morning, trading Apple, trying to catch a fade up. I want to fade the gap tomorrow. It's probably going to start happening pre-market. We'll see what kind of news comes out, what kind of analysts come out with downgrades, upgrades, and we'll try to trade off of that. And I think you get a nice trade in Apple either way tomorrow. Just have to catch the momentum in that, and then we'll continue on, and we'll start picking some relative strength stocks. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to actually work on a good site. I'm doing a new blog on how to set up the optimum trading platform with charts, what charting systems, what computers you should be using. So I'm going to work on that a little tonight. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at Day Trading Radio. That's DayTradingRadio.com. DayTradingRadio.com. I'm the Day Trader Rockstar. I'm on the air. I'll be on the air tomorrow at 7 o'clock, going all the way to earnings, probably till about 4:30, 5 o'clock, all day with market calls and everything. So talk to you then. Hope you have a great night. I hope you stay profitable.